in her stomach. And that probably was the cause of her death. They got no
listening to Glendale talking about the Nation of Islam, brother.
This shit was blowing my mind.
Has something to do with Puffy, the biggest death, brother.
Malik, salute. Thanks for that cash app, Malik. So, all this shit is making sense now. He bring Mustafa with us. Mustafa is riding a tour bus with us. Mustafa is telling me everything about the FOI, what they're trained, their temperament. Oh, because I knew shit about the FOI in 97. I didn't know a damn thing about the FOI other than the bean pies and the final call. Them running up into your cars in the city, because they used to be out on the streets, selling the final calls, and brother, do you want a bean pie? No, I like sweet potato pies. Me not like bean pie. I like sweet potato pies. My brother just hit me. Fuck off. He a heavy FOI member. Assalamu bacon, nigga. I'm about to get harassed. So anyway, he got the Supreme Captain, but we on a 30-city tour. He got Mustafa with us because they know they respect Mustafa. So this beef I got with this kid back here in New York, that he done sent the message to California, and the dude went out to California. He was living out there in California. So they heated with us, and I don't know shit about it. Wolf ain't tell me. Paul ain't say shit. But I always kept my head on a swivel. Don't nothing be so ambush. Whether you FOI, whether you whoever. Dick Lewis is watching. And if you're too old for that, too young for that, the older people know, let them know. That was a commercial back here in New York. So now, this dude stops us in Soul Train.
They say Nation of Islam, brother, one of his brothers sisters got killed at the
He
city college.
in it with Puff like, yo,
Puff, you know,
you be disrespecting brothers like that. No, I don't.
They sent the message to the West Coast.
Mustafa comes over. Y'all don't understand the power that the Supreme Captain had.
Yeah, he stops everything. Don't nothing move.
These guys will lay down their life, no ifs, ands, or buts, or suppose they better than the fucking military and any police department that you go see. When they go to war, they go to war.
Right.
Their respect level for authority is greater.
Yeah, they respect authority. You got to move correctly. Just because you got to avoid.
Their respect level for authority is greater than anything that I've ever witnessed before in my lifetime. So now, this dude writes Puff a letter. Puff goes and takes the letter, shows it to Wolf. Wolf comes in there trying to talk to the dude, this when we back in New York, about the letter. And the dude was like, man, I'm just repeating what he said that he was going to do. This ain't got nothing to do with no extortion. Because if it was extortion, nigga, why would I put it in the letter?
Right, you just gonna take it. Yeah, exactly, because it's a paper trail.
Leslie Michelle must have been dealing with that. She said that's what they was trained for. Jason King knows something about it. So now, this dude is hurt because Puff is disrespecting him and the legacy of 9 people that lost their life, and they shouldn't have. I never knew that Jessica's name was never in the lawsuit. He told me that Jessica Rosenberg's name wasn't in the lawsuit. When she was collecting money, when she was a part of the event, when she closed the door on the kids. Black, what's going on? What up, Black? Black, the dude I'm talking about is from up your way. Money earning Mount Vernon. Speaking of Mount Vernon, shout out to Jerome Suarez and Nando. They sent me one of the beautifulest gifts that I've received from anybody. And it's an ink pen. It's a real ink pen. I didn't know what was going on, man. They sent me this beautiful pen. It is a real ink pen with the ink. Now, the ink came in a separate box, and it had syringes and all that shit in there. And I thought somebody was setting me up because it didn't have a name on it. And I was like, yo, it was just liquid in this jar. It had syringes. I'm like, that ain't no dope for me. And when I talked to him on the phone, she was like, Gene, no, that's ink that you gotta put in the pen to use it. Oh, well, my dumb ass. Anyway, so now, Puff got us in all this shit, and we don't even know, like, what's going on. Well, I did. Paul and Wolf knew, but I didn't know. Nigga, give me a heads up. Tell me, yo, if you see some dudes around us with the bow ties on and or they got a bean pop or a final call running up to the car, be alert. So now, this dude is looking for retribution for the death of his sister, for the embarrassment to his family, for the pain, for the hurt, for the suffering that they went through.
Just remember all this allegedly.
And he gets out there to California. And now, Puff made a scene with the supreme captain that he got on his payroll and not respecting the brothers on the West Coast using Mustafa
to protect Puffy because he already know the
as
word
a security personnel for us.
Right. Because they was gonna kill y'all out there.
Using Mustafa as a security personnel for us, but not checking in with Shaheed and the rest of the brothers out there and paying retribution for the death of one of their sisters and for disrespecting the brothers on the East Coast.
Yeah, because they're gonna kill y'all out there.
That ain't why the Nation of Islam, Jason, that ain't why the Nation of Islam approached me that night. If it was a brother from the Nation of Islam, and I'm gonna get into that. But speaking of Jason, I want to get a shout out to, see this? The official King apparel. They made me this beautiful shirt. My man, I can't wait to wear this summer. At the we go.
You have my nephew's sweat hood on, loyalty above betrayal, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Get at me.
Out there. I can't wait to wear this. Official King. They can make you whatever you want to make. Whatever you want in shirts, cups. They even did this for me. YouTube. The Gene Deal Show. I appreciate that. Over there at Official King's Apparel. Y'all see what I had on today earlier in the show? QNN. Quotes and notes. They gave me a beautiful, they gave me some shirts before, but they gave me that shirt I had on today in the show. And in the back of it, it had, I hope you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. From Quotes and Notes. I ain't gonna tell you where they stole that quote from. They think they made it up. I think they made it up. But it came from the life of Rowley. That was a bellboy who had a dream that one day he'll own a hotel. That he'll own his own hotel. And that quote.
Do you remember having my nephew's hoodie on with loyalty above betrayal? I've been trying to contact you.
It's been used throughout the century, you know, like in the 18th century, 19th century. It's a quote that's been around for a long time. Jersey Rick, what's going on? But you know, AGTV is full of shit. When I stepped to him like a man, let's meet up, he told me if I put my hands on him, he was going to sue me. All my shit is in my daughter's name. So now, when I say that the Supreme Captain and this dude who runs the Muslims and his own temple out there, or lodge or whatever, or mosque, got into it with the Supreme Captain in public, it was crazy. And I said, if I was that dude, I would want Puff head. It was embarrassing for him. It was embarrassing for the Supreme Captain, because, listen to what I'm saying, not once, not twice, the Supreme Captain had to tell that dude to calm down and chill out 3 times. That first time, a Muslim would, I respect the Supreme Captain, but he didn't. And the Supreme Captain said, brother, the dude still was adamant at going at Puff. The third time, I seen Muslims coming from everywhere. I'm like, oh shit. And me and Puff just moved on out of there, and we ran down the corridor. I said, the Muslims wanted us. The dog pound wanted us. The guys in the Suge Knight camp wanted us.
Yeah, everybody on the West Coast.
And somebody had paid some crooked ass cops to get us to. And what I mean that was the people that was in Bad Boys Clique. So when Unique gave me that information, when Chaz gave me that information, when B gave me that information, I took all this information to Paul and Puff. If we go out tonight,
it's gonna be the last time
one of us gonna die.
Exactly. Don't kill one of you niggas.
I told Big the same information. Yo, Big, when I'm coming out to the car, because I was surprised to see even Big there. Y'all know this story. The people who've been around me know this story. Know that the fact that this shit has haunted my soul and tore me in up the house in the inside up, because I knew that somebody was gonna die. I just didn't fathom it was gonna be one of the greatest rappers of all time. Salute, Notorious. If you got my book,
Did they ever try to get at you?
Life After Death, when Bodyguard and Hip Hop Star, I did the greatest tribute that somebody could lead for somebody or do for somebody. And that was to the Notorious Big in this book. For those who caught it, Thank you for all the cash apps at Big Gene 52 and PayPal, Big Gene 52. So now, this brother is pouring his heart out to me on this phone. And he is, I know I lost a sister to lupus, kidney failure. I lost two brothers in the river. I have a stepbrother, my mother's stepson that she brought into our house, Terrell. I lost my brother, Wink, to the river. So I know what it is to lose a younger sibling. And you never get over that. Because you see the pain. This man had to see that it tore his father and his mother up, and it ate at them, and it killed them for losing their daughter when they didn't have to. This dude disrespected him and the legacy of his sister and 8 other people by not.
Did they ever confront you?
Put any contributions or any kind of monuments up to say I'm sorry. So now, let me answer your question. Right. Let me answer your question. And that question was that Shaheed that walked up to me that night? No, it wasn't. Shaheed is 6'5", 6'6". I'm 6'7". We look eye to eye. I know Shaheed. I would have never showed Shaheed my gun. If Shaheed would have saw me, he would have did what every Muslim brother do when they meet a man or a man come in their presence. They would have said, Assalamu alaikum. Whether I'm Muslim or not, if another Muslim brother sees you, comes up to you your way, looks you in your eye, he is taught to humble himself by saying, Assalamu alaikum.
Really want to kill you.
I don't know, man. Maybe I shouldn't be coming at y'all like this. Maybe I should call my brother back that told me F you with them bean pies and all that shit like that. Shout out to my Philly brothers out there. As a part of the nation, my brother's a big Philly member out there. Chris Collins, they can't discredit me. Everything I told the FBI, everything I told the investigators here in New York, the LAPD, is the same shit. They trying to make shit up. They trying to tell stories. They went up and got their own channel and want to bring people up and then try, no, you can't discredit the truth. The truth stands on its own.
True story. My daddy told me that.
The truth won't falter.
True story. A lie can take a ride with anybody.
When God say, I'm going to give you a sledgehammer.
Knock all that stuff down.
All I want you to take your time and swing at the Empire State Building at my will.
We're going to bring it
You
down.
ain't got to work too hard, big fella. Just know the truth. And you see.
The truth can hit your ride with anybody. A lie can hit your ride with anybody, but the truth will only walk alone.
The Empire State Building with the hand of God is crumbling. It's crumbling.
A lie can hit your ride with anybody, but the truth only walks alone.
I hope you don't get an Epstein, because Epstein got a pass. Epstein got a pass. And if y'all believe Epstein is dead somewhere, we never seen the body, we never seen the funeral. You know, one of them private islands. Still having little girls brought to him. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So now, we got families in pain.
A lie
You got
can hit your ride with anybody, but the
just
truth
now finding out.
The truth only walks alone.
Somebody sent me something of somebody talking about the Nation of Islam. And a phone call came to me. Shout out to Mitch from the Love of Miss Jones. Brought me to God, whose sister that I tried to save life. And when I told him the story of what happened to his sister, he said her friends never said nothing about that because her friends wasn't around her. Her friends wasn't around her. She was good friends with Misa, and Misa wasn't there. But the 3 or 4 girls that were supposed to be with her, they wasn't around her. Gracie, what's up with you?
You have my nephew Sweat Hood on Loyalty Above Betrayal.
I do a show with one of the greatest producers that I know in this game, and that's Paperwork Out of Dallas.
Loyalty Above Betrayal.
I'm still going to do the Gene Deal show. I'm still going to do Cooking and Conversation. But as I said to Paperwork,
Loyalty.
you're taking this to a whole nother level that I really don't want to be in. But we have something that we can give to the people.
Right. That's what it's all about.
We have content. What you've seen today on the Jaguar Wright and Sophia Stewart was epic. If you know Sophia Stewart's story, she's the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. In literature, law, everything. We brought that to y'all. Thank you, Dan. So now, this guy who walks up to me, Amir Muhammad, not one time did the LAPD do their due diligence on him. Where were you at? What's your cell phone number? What cell phone did you have? Watch your cell phone number has LAPD numbers, police officers. Why are you calling LAPD officers personally, asking them about FBI cars? Why, where, what, when, what's going on? He's just a mortgage broker that pulled guns out on his girlfriend and their boyfriend, who ends up dead 2 weeks later. That he don't have nothing to do with it. The reason why I don't want you to bring anything back to me regarding Greg Kading and Wedgie is that you have two individuals, one that was convicted of selling narcotics, money laundering, doing all kinds of shit, and probably responsible or played a part in what Suge Knight said itself. You solve one, you solve the other. You have an individual who, in Greg King, in his own agency, his own go look up Chief Parks for the LAPD. He said himself, when they got the information from Greg Kading, they could not do nothing with it because he had no facts. It was only his analogies and his thoughts, his beliefs, his whatever. They couldn't do shit with it. They couldn't even indict a ham sandwich. They couldn't indict a ham sandwich. And we going around the whole country because he's a white boy and he had a decent conversation about this, that, and the third. And he makes up lies. His own people have came out on Vlad, has came out on other platforms and said he's a liar. His case had to be turned over. They couldn't let him be a police officer no more. They had to put him in a certain department where he didn't have anything to do with the public. I don't want to hear about what they got to say. I don't want to hear about what nobody try to say. Well, you got half the people, you got a few people saying that Poochie did it, and you got a lot of blood saying Poochie wasn't nowhere in around there, and Poochie ain't do shit.
Who you think did it?
They try to put everything on the dead.
Who do you think did it? Gene?
Now they trying to put it on Shaheed.
Think did it? You got to remember, everybody got to have a fall guy.
You know,
everybody got to have a fall guy.
Shout out to 10 Toes Down, because somebody brought me some information on him that another YouTuber was going at me, and he like, yo, Gene, yeah, he worked as a parole officer, but damn everybody you talk to him and talk about him said the dude helped people. The dude was solid. He gave everybody more than a fair chance. He went against the system to keep brothers out on the street.
I got a homeboy from Kalamazoo, Michigan, that was on the streets just like us. Then he became a parole officer, and he really became just like that, homeboy. So I salute you.
Before, I locked another individual. I'm telling the God honest truth. My brother was that type of dude. But we kind of felt settled when he was in jail. It's the truth. It's my little twin. Love him to death. I love them to death. I love them to death. But Wink, there was something about him. He told me he was going to live off the land. I feel for this brother that talked to me the other day, because I feel the pain. And he said, Gene, I feel your pain. Y'all going to see him on a few documentaries that's coming out, telling the story of his sister. And y'all gonna see his pain too.
Yeah, you gotta understand. But a lot of times,
Baby Lane wasn't the gunman. Jason Kidd. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. You know, you have all the information coming from different places, and you try to look to the witnesses who were there, and they said Gaddafi said a big black arm came out the window. So if there's a big black arm coming out the window, you would think it would be Dre who did the shooting. When I told the story that was told to me, I didn't tell the whole story because I didn't really believe it. But then when I heard it from two other sources, I said maybe the person who told me knew what they were talking about. But I couldn't believe it because they said a big black arm came out the window. But I believe we're going to find out pretty soon. The big case cannot be solved. They locked up that evidence. They put that evidence away.
what you mean?
They put that evidence away.
What do you mean by that?
So for 50 years, it can't be reopened because it's been sealed.
What?
Because they know there were a lot of things in the government that suppressed the Biggs case, suppressed the evidence.
Wow. That's what I know. The research.
So it can't be solved. But what I can say right now is Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith is a senior, y'all. Stephen Smith, yes, he is. Stephen Smith is a member. Stephen Smith is a senior, y'all. Stephen Smith, he's a senior. Stephen Smith, he's a senior, but Stephen is a member, y'all. Stephen Smith, Stephen Smith, Stephen Smith is a member, y'all. Stephen Smith, Stephen Smith, yeah, Stephen Smith is a member, y'all. Stephen Smith, thank you for your membership on the Gene Deal Show. Stephen Smith Senior, appreciate you, brother. Big case can't be solved because it's a lot of governmental shit. They was hiding stuff. They wouldn't let an investigator. He said it himself. They would not let me come and said I could not testify. He said I can't testify. The bosses would not let me testify. The FBI agent said that. Who said he seen the same picture I seen. Me, Puff, the Muslim, face figured out. When he went back and tried to get the picture, it was no longer in the file. It was no longer in the file. Phil Carson said that. Then he asked the detective. Well, what happened to the picture y'all showed the Gene Deal? And the detective said to him, we ain't show Gene Deal no picture. No, we didn't show him that picture. The detective said, okay. So why did you write it in your report you did? Why Why'd you write it in your report you did?
Because yeah, it was in there.
Who's the liar?
Right. You wonder where in the report if you didn't.
Who lied to a federal judge and got kicked out of his court and got all these cases overturned that they had written up on people and lied, made promises and did all this shit? You, Greg Kading? Let's get back. I'm gonna end this right quick, man, because this is a beautiful night, and it's gonna be a beautiful day tomorrow. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you, could you be my neighbor? They're gonna keep coming at me. They're gonna use other YouTubers. But I stand on the truth. I'll let y'all know I'm taking a different, from this point on, anybody that don't come to me with positive shit, I'm deleting them from my phone. Anytime you look at somebody, you bring something to me that you know a liar, that you know somebody with no credibility, they don't have it. You bring something to me with a wedgie or Greg Kading, any of these YouTubers that didn't have a life before YouTube. That didn't have a life before YouTube, I'm deleting your number. I'm not going to give you my time anymore. Dr. DaCosta told me a long time ago, Gene, you should make yourself accessible to everybody, even though you're doing God's work. Don't make yourself accessible to everybody. I see what she means. But I tell you, I've always came up under the umbrella that I'm 10 times the normal man. I'm 10 times the normal man. I shoveled shit for a living. I did whatever I had to do for the people around me not to feel my pain. Jason King, we say this all the time. Shout out to the official here we go. The official King apparel. Jason King, what we say? If I start crying, what's the baby gonna do? Shout out, Dan. I knew my brother died, but when he was in jail, he probably he had his best life to me. He ran his house, the GD. He ran his house. I told y'all the story about when my first cousin, Salty Brown, Big Lido, who ran the Bloods out there in Wellston, and my brother met in jail. Salty Brown is from my mother's side. My brother is from my father's side. I'm the only child between my mother and father. My brother and my cousin meets in jail because they watching that Nick Bloomfield shit. And Salty gets up and say, "There go my big cuz. That's my cuz right there." And Winks hit him. We're like, "Nigga, that's my brother. Fuck you mean?" They get on the phone and call me from jail. Yo, you know a nigga named Salty Brown? I said, "Man, that's your cousin. That's Ain't Mandy's son." Wink gets mad. Salty gets on the phone. "Yo, you know your brother fool over here. He crazy." I'm gonna tell you how crazy my brother is, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. But shout out to the brother and his family that lost their sister the night at City College. It's crazy to me because we saved her through the glass doors, and I saw her when she ran down those steps to her death. Shout out to his family, and I hope that right now some of that pain could be lifted off of y'all. Gemini Queen, what up with you? Pretty gangster. Yo, I gotta tell y'all, this is how crazy my brother is. Wink, I can tell the story now because he's not around, and it's crazy. This dude owed Wink some money. Wink went to rob him, went to his house and everything like that. The dude girl is on the phone with him, and I guess Wink is beating the shit out of him or whatever. She calls the police. Wink come out and he gets into a shootout with the police, but they undercover. Right. So Wink goes back to jail. Right? And he's going to his hearing with his lawyer. Now, check out a picture of Wink. I got a picture of all that. I had it around somewhere. Oh my God, this is so funny. Wink then went to jail. He's in the courtroom. He cut this eyebrow off, this side of his mustache off, this side of his beard, everything off. He cut all that shit off. He cut one side of his face, all of her, he cut off. Right? On one side of his face. So he's in the courtroom with his head down. And the judge asking him, do he understand the charge? And the lawyer is tapping him. Mr. Ralph, Wink does some shit like, is he talking to me? Or is he talking to me? Is he talking to me? Or is he talking to me? Is he talking to me? Is he talking to me? My brother Marvin is like, that nigga's crazy. The judge put him for evaluation And we only got 12 years for that. Was a piece of work, man. And every time my brother tell me that story, is he talking to me or is he talking to me? Is he talking to me or is he talking to me? Yeah. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for y'all time, man. And Gene Deal Show is always going to exist at least one or twice. I'm still going to do Cooking and Conversation, but I got a new entity with paperwork, and we're going to blow y'all out the water. We're going to blow all these YouTube channels out the water. We're going to give y'all content. We're going to give y'all people. We're going to give y'all music. We're going to give y'all pictures. We're going to give y'all everything that y'all need and y'all want. And people here on YouTube. Thank y'all for y'all time. And see y'all with Cooking and Conversation. And the Gene Deal and the Papers work party. Yes, sir. Peace. Love y'all.
Yeah, no. That was my episode of Loyalty Above Betrayal. We sit back and listen to my man Gene Deal. It was actually the Puppy's bodyguard. So it got like a little information. They saying that the city concert, the city concert, the city college concert, in 1991, where 9 people lost their lives. Saying that a brother from the Nation of Islam lost a sister in that act. The same woman that Gene, actually saved, and she, ran and broke down and ran down the stairs, and then she passed away. Ironically, my man, he's kind of like a grand sheik of the Nation of Islam, and so you got to remember, the Nation of Islam, they communicate. What's going on in the east, west, down south, each chapter know the same thing. So that's where the guy Musa. That's where Musa comes from. Musa was the one, the leader on the west coast that was pretty much in place to kind of like protect Puffy, but not actually protect him, but make sure shit wasn't gonna go down, because if he there, ain't nothing gonna go down. So he was basically telling you the story of the betrayal of Puffy, in that whole situation. So Biggie was actually a sitting duck for revenge, and he really didn't know. So there you go. You have it. Push that like and that subscribe. For more content. Like I said, I'm just not learning this thing. I'm kind of like self-taught. So like I said, we're gonna get right back at this thing, and go in there and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share for more content. Paid to Cost Podcast. No doubt. We out of here. Loyalty Above Betrayal.